Our help is needed now, divine government. The light of God is now flowing through humanity's fully restored immortal victorious threefold heart flames in frequencies that we have not been able to withstand since we were first breathed forth from the heart of our Father Mother God. This light is empowering every person's I Am presence in new ways that are allowing us to transcend the chaos in the outer world, if we choose to do so. We have been told by the beings of light that the purging process we are all experiencing is a necessary part of our ascension process. However, the degree of pain and suffering we experience during this process is being determined by how we choose to respond to the events occurring in our individual and collective lives. Awakened humanity is aware of this fact, and our I Am presence is able to intuitively guide us in ways that are helping us to transcend the chaos and to effectively transmute the surfacing human miscreations by invoking the violet flame. Unfortunately, our sisters and brothers who are suffering the most are oblivious of their I Am presence and our Father Mother God's gift of the violet flame. That is exactly why you and I are now being called to redouble our efforts on their behalf. We are one with all of our sisters and brothers, and as we are lifted up, they will be lifted up with us. As this occurs, they will gradually be able to hear the inner guidance of their I Am presence. They will then awaken from their deep sleep and once again remember who they are and why they are on earth during this auspicious time. As we step back and observe the outer world as an objective observer, we can easily witness events that reflect the obsolete consciousness of separation and duality. People everywhere are acting out of their fear-based beliefs that reflect an us against them consciousness. This is causing a major part of the chaos manifesting at this time, and it is greatly exacerbating humanity's pain and suffering. Nowhere is this delusion of us against them more obvious than in the United States of America. In communicating with people, it is as though we live on two diametrically opposed planets. This is not surprising when we remember what the United States of America represents. Everything that conflicts with the USA's purpose and reason for being is being perpetuated in the outer world by those who are committed to sustaining the status quo and maintaining their ability to abuse power. This is a futile effort, but it is causing incredible pain and suffering. In spite of all of their nefarious efforts, we are moving forward in the light, and there is no turning back. We have been told by the beings of light in the realms of illumined truth that a critical factor in Earth's ascension process is for the United States of America to fulfill her divine destiny. The immaculate concept of the divine plan for the USA was co-created in the realms of cause through the I Am presences of our founding fathers. This facet of the divine plan for the USA was victoriously accomplished in spite of the fact that our founding fathers were flawed human beings, as were most of humanity at that time. The immaculate concept for the divine plan for the United States of America is documented in the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution. The divine intent of these documents was to guide the behavior of American citizens in the most positive way. The divine plan was for America to model to the rest of the people on this planet a higher order of being, a new world that would heal the illusion of separation and demonstrate to the masses the oneness of the family of humanity. The plan was that within this consciousness of oneness we would revel in our diversities and collectively make decisions and take actions that reflect only the highest good for all concerned. The name America is an anagram for the I Am race. The divine intent of this name is to represent a race of God-conscious people comprised of all races, all nationalities, all cultures, all religions, all creeds, and all lifestyles. The I Am race was intended to represent the family of humanity functioning within the full embrace of our I Am presences, demonstrating oneness, divine love, and reverence for all life. Needless to say, with the manipulation of our fragmented and fear-based human egos, we have fallen far from the fulfillment of that divine plan. Today, however, the company of heaven wants us to know that in spite of outer appearances, those patterns of perfection are still pulsating in all of their resplendent glory in the realms of cause. They have been encoded in the new record keeper crystals that have been placed in Mother Earth's crystal grid system by the mighty Elohim. And now, they are awaiting the opportunity to be tangibly drawn into the world of form with every thought, feeling, word and action we express through our unified and fully restored heart flames. The Company of Heaven is now revealing that with the activation of humanity's 12 fifth-dimensional crystalline solar strands of DNA, our fully restored immortal victorious threefold flame, the presence of unity consciousness now pulsating in every person's heart, and the new patterns of perfection for divine government that are being released through the new record keeper crystals in Mother Earth's crystal grid system, the mass consciousness of humanity has been elevated to a brand new level. This is allowing the I Am presence of every person to more effectively reveal, as an intuitive inner knowing, the patterns of perfection for divine government. The divine intent of this facet of the divine plan is to inspire lightworkers around the world to accept the responsibility of empowering the new patterns for divine government, thus magnetizing them into physical manifestation during this critical time in Earth's ascension process. These patterns contain not only the heart-based patterns for divine government, which is a government of the I Am presence, by the I Am presence and for the I Am presence of every man, woman and child. They also contain the viable solutions to all of the maladies manifesting on Earth as a result of the abuses inflicted on humanity, the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth through greed, selfishness, corruption, fear and the abuse of power. As the new patterns for divine government flow through the heart flames and into the conscious minds of awakening humanity, everything that conflicts with those patterns will be pushed to the surface to be healed and transmuted into light. In order for the new patterns of divine government to tangibly manifest, all that is hidden must now be revealed. This will be a confusing and painful process for millions of people. However, you and I and the rest of awakening humanity have been preparing for myriad lifetimes to be able to stay focused on the light and the patterns of perfection for divine government during this purging process. We all have the ability to transcend the chaos in the outer world no matter what adversity may confront us. The key to our success will be focusing on the light and monitoring our thoughts, feelings, words and actions no matter what country we abide in. If anything we are expressing reflects in us against them consciousness or a fear-based or hateful response, then we will know that we have become part of the problem instead of the solution. With that awareness we can make the necessary course corrections in our behavior. Your I Am presence is awaiting the opportunity to manifest the new patterns of perfection for divine government through you. Remember, the light of God is always victorious and you are that light. Our victory is assured and the need of the hour is for all of us to keep on keeping on. Assistance from on high. Several years ago a plan was set into motion through the unified efforts of the Company of Heaven and awakened lightworkers on Earth that would reclaim the USA from the fear-based and fragmented consciousness of separation and duality and set her on the path to fulfill her divine destiny. In order to accomplish this divine mission, it was critical that the patterns for divine government be activated and recalibrated to a frequency that would gradually reach into even the most asleep hearts and minds of humanity. In order to accomplish this mighty feat, a magnificent angelic presence from the Great Silence volunteered to project her luminous presence into the atmosphere of Earth above Washington, D.C. Once she took her strategic position there, she created a canopy of divine light and love that embraces every facet of government in the USA at national, state, and local levels. This august being is known throughout the realms of light as the Angel of Renewal and Restoration. Since that cosmic moment, her canopy of light and love has been gradually recalibrating every particle and wave of life associated with government in the USA. This divine intervention has been gradually preparing the USA for the time when the masses of humanity would be awake enough to manifest a government of the I Am presence, by the I Am presence, for the I Am presence. A government based in oneness, divine love and reverence for all life. Today, the divine intervention of the Angel of Renewal and Restoration is being greatly amplified, Please join me in sending gratitude to this selfless messenger of God as we assist her in her service to the light. Breathe your elevated holy breath in and out slowly. And we begin. The Angel of Renewal and Restoration. Mighty Angel of Renewal and Restoration, in deep humility and gratitude we acknowledge your presence in the universe and the tremendous service you are rendering to planet Earth and her evolutions. Thank you for sustaining a canopy of light over Washington, D.C., and expanding this canopy of light now to embrace every other focus of government on Earth. On this sacred and holy day, we ask that you envelop every government on Earth in a constant outpouring of the crystalline flame of renewal and restoration. Sustain this gift from on high until every country is manifesting God's will for divine government and the fulfillment of the divine plan for planet Earth. Through the presence of God, I am, in me and in all of humanity, we ask the Angel of Renewal and Restoration and the legions of light associated with God's first cause of perfection to come forth now. Blessed One, traverse the earth and blaze your exquisite light through Washington, D.C., and the rest of the USA. Now, expand this activity of light into every other country in the world. Transmute the human desire to use free will destructively, and replace it with the intense desire to serve the light through God's will for the benefit of humanity, the elemental kingdom and Mother Earth. Permanently station your angelic legions in Washington, D.C., and in all world government centers on Earth to ensure that all rates of vibration that tie any individual to activities of discord or imbalance will now be quickened to a point where they will be transmuted back into light. Protect every person from accepting negative human suggestions, and help each one to be a receiver of the forces and inspirational activities of God. Assist each one to be a willing participant in the fulfillment of the divine plan of establishing divine government on Earth. Give added protection to those life streams who are already manifesting God's will through their divine plans, and protect them from all interference that would seek to disrupt the establishment of divine government on Earth. I consciously accept this done right now, eternally sustained, ever-expanding and world-encompassing until divine government is tangibly manifesting in every country of the world. And so it is, beloved I am that I am. Invoking new solar frequencies of the violet flame. In the name of the Almighty Presence of God, I am, and through the fully restored immortal victorious threefold flame pulsating in every heart, we invoke the Goddess of Liberty, the Goddess of Justice, the Goddess of Freedom, the Goddess of Victory, the Goddess of Glory, the Goddess of Oneness and the solar violet flame archangels of cosmic forgiveness and transfiguration. We also invoke the Silent Watcher for Washington, D.C., and all of the mighty guardians and cosmic beings who dwell in the etheric complex over Washington, D.C. Blessed ones come forth now, and assist us with the most powerful cleansing activity humanity and the earth are capable of receiving during this cosmic moment. As one unified heart flame, we now invoke the new solar frequencies of the violet flame of God's cosmic forgiveness and transfiguration. Blaze, blaze, blaze this solar violet fire in, through and around all inharmonious actions, all lower human consciousness and all obstructions of the light, that we or any part of life have ever placed on the pathway of life's perfection. Through the divine power of cosmic forgiveness and transfiguration, transmute this discordant energy cause, core, effect, record and memory, now and forever. Now blaze and sustain, with the power and might of 1,000 suns, the solar violet flame of God's cosmic forgiveness and transfiguration and the blue flame of God's divine will and infinite power in, through and around the President of the United States of America and his Cabinet, now and forever. The Senate and the House of Representatives for the United States of America, now and forever. The Supreme Court and all courts of law, and all legal procedures, now and forever. the United Nations and all of its members, now and forever. Through all world leaders and those associated with the governments of Earth at national, state and local levels, now and forever. Beloved legions of light, we ask that you expand this activity of light 1,000-fold every single day with every elevated holy breath we take until the new patterns of divine government, oneness, reverence for all life, divine love, eternal peace, abundance, vibrant health, enlightenment and illumined truth are tangibly manifest in the lives of all humanity. We ask that simultaneously, the heart-based patterns for the new frequencies of the solar violet flame of liberty, justice, freedom, victory, glory, oneness, cosmic forgiveness and transfiguration are daily and hourly intensified until they become the order of the new day on planet Earth. We accept this victoriously accomplished as we call through the power of God, I am. Victory is ours in love governing this planet. 3x and so it is. God bless you. Patricia Cota Robles.